was just talking to the tribe about A03. I don't know if y'all know what A03 is, and I'm not finna present this information like I've been new, because I learned about it like 2 days ago. I was talking to the tribe about fanfics. I don't know if y'all know, but yeah, I used to read fanfics. I still kind of do, low-key. Do people make fun of fanfic readers? Like, no, right? Because that'd be dumb. That'd be a dumb thing to make fun of. Point is, I used to read Harry Potter fanfics. Them shits was lit. Hi, by the way, it's your boy Tribe Louie. Hope your day been well. You feeling swell? What am I feeling like? High as hell. I ain't gonna cat to you, but I am geek. I wonder if y'all could tell. I don't know. Harry Potter fanfics. They were great. A couple weird ones. I ain't gonna hold you. A couple weird ones. A lot of weird ones, to be honest with you. But a couple gems. That's undeniable. And I'm gonna keep it honest. Fanfics was brought up in the Discord. Shouts out to all the people in there. Love y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I actually really do. Talk crazy on their head top, and it's really up for you. And I'm just spitting true. A03 got mentioned. I haven't delved into that site fully, but I'm going to. But I say all that to say, spicy fanfic leads to cancellation of actor and banning of A03 in China. And guess who it's coming from? If you can read the title, then you know it's Stephanie. We love Stephanie. We love fanfics. And we just learned about A03. That's all I need. And it would be interesting to hear how a fanfic canceled an actor and the entirety of a website was banned in China. Like, how'd that happen? Yo, I ain't gonna cap to y'all, but guess what time it is, y'all? It's literally 12:06, and she talking about Midnight Mango. Yo,
the duck is dead, okay? Rest in... I was gonna
Roger.
say something inappropriate. Rest in peace is what I meant. Do you guys remember 2020, or did you just...
Roger! Y'all know who I'm talking about. This is Roger, bro. On God, 10 out of 10 duck. And he probably tastes amazing.
The duck is dead, okay? Rest in...
Oh
I was gonna say something inappropriate. Rest in peace is what I meant.
Who
Do you guys remember 2020, or did you just block it out of your memory? Is it just like a blank space in your timeline?
2020.
In 2020, a new fanfic comes out on a platform called A03. This is taking place in China. We're back in the China-verse. A03 stands for Archive of Our Own. This is like one of the most creative writing platforms. I think they were hitting like 300 million users a month, a year. I'm not sure, but either way, that's absolutely marbles. I imagine it was some sort of Wattpad or Webtoons, if not maybe even bigger. Anyone can publish a web series, and they have this huge collection of independently posted fanfics. So if you're a fan of, let's say, Badali, you could write a fanfic of how you see her dancing in the dance room, and she's all like, "Your name, come here, baby girl."
Answer Stephanie Soo.
So in 2020, a fan of two male celebrities posted a fanfic of their love story. So a fan made a whole love story about two male actors and then posted it onto this platform, which nothing's wrong with that. But the story itself, the plot itself was a little unhinged.
Was they smashing?
Graphic. Allegedly about 2,000 words were just X-rated sexual activities. 2,000 words.
Yeah, you'll definitely get that on there.
Aren't you curious at all?
I mean, I don't want to read about two dudes smashing, but at the same time, like, I'll read it if it fits within the plot. I had no problem with that, because, you know, then that's just fire. Because that means that artist or that author took that artistic liberty. Like, they weren't scared to express their thoughts fully. But if it's just smashing of two dudes, nah, bro, like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's none of my business.
Words were just X-rated sexual activities. 2,000 words.
Nice.
Aren't you curious at all?
Very
nice.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yes. So the general plot is there's this hair salon that doubles as a brothel. Someone is bleeding out in the hospital. They're catching each other, sleeping with other people, beating the daylights out of them. I mean, there were so many shock factor moments. Like at one point, someone is dying in the hospital and they're like having a "I love you" moment. So many twists, so many plot turns that genuinely I would believe if you told me that this author was a little up in the clouds when they wrote it. I'd be like, yeah, I can see that. It's a lot. Not saying it's bad, but it's a lot. And clearly, it was written with good intentions,
Okay.
innocent intentions,
Okay.
if I could even say so.
I ain't gonna
Worst
lie,
case
you're a great
scenario, the
descriptor.
writer or the fan probably thought that she would get dragged for her writing skills. I don't think she had any clue that this would be a nationwide life-altering event with life-altering consequences.
Like, why?
This is the story of they even have a name for the scandal. The 227 incident in China. How an A-list actor was canceled because of a fanfic that a fan of his made about him. He was not involved in the writing of the fanfic. He never promoted the
I'd be
fanfic, never
pissed.
spoke about the fanfic. Who even knows if he knew about the existence of the fanfic until it was too late? But this fanfic would almost take down his entire career. The government would get involved. Fandoms would have a full-on war, a countrywide campaign of a boycott for a list of the top global brands took effect. Brand deals were dropped. Millions of dollars were lost in the tanker.
He's so bad.
And then there was a Red Sea performance at the very end.
What is that?
What sea?
Oh, babes.
What's a Red Sea? Is it called the Black Ocean?
Yeah, but this one was a Red Sea. Do with that what you will.
What?
Okay.
But before we talk about
What
that,
did that mean?
do you guys see my necklace?
Do you guys see her new necklace? Is what she's asking.
Right.
See it?
I have to ask you a very serious question.
Oh, but the bottom line's a locket.
Yes, I have to ask you a very serious question. What should I put in my locket? I asked my sister this, and she said I should put Sophie and Mia in here.
I say we should put a panda in there.
A panda?
Put me in there.
Oh, that's so funny because when my sister told me to put my nieces in there, I said, but I want to put Padali. I'm just kidding. I'll put you in there. These are a gift from my husband. This locket necklace, I literally haven't taken it off since I got it. It's so timeless and it's so fun. I got both necklaces from Blue Nile, which has been my go-to for real jewelry. Here's the reason I say real jewelry. Because when I say real jewelry, I'm talking about I have showered in this locket before. I have slept in this locket.
They like
just
for men?
such high quality. These are pieces that I'm gonna keep forever. Blue Nile has an
Oh, you gonna tell us? Hold on. These prices is damn, I'm still broke, ain't I? Yeah, we still broke. I think I'm gonna stay this way for life, bro. I'm looking at these prices like, damn. 12,000. Yo, this Miami Cuban link is like calling me though. Don't look at the price, just look how nice it looks. Oh my god.
at the best price. They actually have some of the highest quality standards in the industry. They offer thousands of independently graded diamonds and fine jewelry prices that are significantly below traditional retail. Recently, I added this pearl necklace to wear with my locket. I've actually been wearing them like by themselves and layered. When I wear the pearls by itself, it's giving old money vibes. They're freshwater pearls with 14K white gold.
Yo, she's
and I'm
like
gonna link
locked
it below,
in.
but it's actually my first real like quality pearl jewelry piece, and I didn't know that I was gonna feel the difference because I've had like
I meant to say excited. I don't know why I use locked in.
I feel the difference. Blue Nile gemologists ensure that the pearls meet the highest quality expectations.
Okay, Stephanie, I'm too broke to afford any of this. Everything I make is going right back into the channel, bro. Oh god. All right, let's go.
Sponsoring today's video, and let's get into it.
Shout out
Do you
Blue
know
Nile,
what a
though.
BL is?
Yes, boy love.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
come
thought you
on.
were gonna say like BBL.
Riker
okay?
just told
it
me.
stands for boy
That's what
love, and you're like, oh my god.
That's what. Oh, at first, BBL popped up, and then I heard Riker's voice in my head say, "No, BL." He showed me some K dramas I'm finna watch that apparently got BL in it. I thought they was putting BBLs in K dramas. I was about to be all over that. No, that's cap. That's cap. I don't really care about BBLs, to be honest with you. But it would have been interesting to see how they would have incorporated that within the mix. But yeah, okay. Yeah, it's BL's boy love. I'm locked in.
Do you know what a BL is?
Yeah.
Yes, boy love.
Oh, okay. I
Come
thought you
on.
were going to say like BBL.
I mean,
okay?
that too.
It stands for boy love. And you're like, oh my God, Stephanie, you just discovered that gay men exist. Hear me out. I feel like this genre has a very specific vibe to it. BL is usually in reference to media that has two male leads that fall in love with each other. And you're like, isn't that just a gay relationship? No, listen, it doesn't just depict gay couples. And I feel like I'm digging myself into a deeper hole to explain it, but it feels more tropey. Like, you know how there's straight couples depicted in media, but then there's straight couples in K-drama, and that's like a very specific type of couple. BL is in reference to almost this like K-drama love between two male leads. So it's very tropey. I don't know. If you see the clips of these shows, there's a certain vibe to it, and it's pretty consistent in this category. It's like K-drama romance. Probably one of the most famous, most popular BL series of all.
Is it like Yuri on Ice? Cause that anime is gay as hell. Let's keep it a fuck. Let's keep it a fuck. And it's fire. Beautiful animation. Something history. Point is, her explanation kind of confused me, but like I feel like I'm following at the same time.
Drama romance. Probably one of the most famous, most popular BL series of all time in China was a drama called The Untamed. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
You have? Have you
huge.
watched it? The Untamed. It was released in 2019. And the series itself, from what I hear, it's felt like the plot, the acting, the chemistry, everything is on point. But it went absolutely viral because the behind the scenes clips of the two male leads, Xiao Zhan, and Wang
Xiao
Yibo,
Chan, Wang
were
Yibo.
the two male leads. Okay, so this is a fantasy show. They've got that Dylan Wang. They've got the long hair. They've got the half bun.
The show, I
Fist look
believe,
fire.
is based on a BL novel.
Yes.
Right? But
Yeah, so LGBTQ relationships are banned on mainstream media in China. Listen, we're not here to debate politics because we've got some family.
Why?
The BL novel, it depicts these two men from way back in the day. Like, I'm talking, they're wearing the cool robes, the cool ancient, like, wear. They've
This
got
is
the long
fire,
hair,
bro.
they've got
Like-
the swords, they've got the hair in the half bun. And, like,
Sword?
for some reason, they have hair gel back then.
you know what's so
Yeah.
interesting? I was just talking to Stephanie about this.
He thinks it's so fascinating that little boys in America grow up like idolizing weaponry, tanks, and stuff like that. And he said,
You know, when I was growing up, I thought it was really cool when like these characters would go like this and air would flow out.
The thing
Bro,
is,
I
we
want
can
it to be a
fly
Ninja
around on the
Mu and
sword.
Ninja
You
Turtle.
can stand on the sword and fly.
it's like a magic carpet ride, but with swords.
yes.
That's
the
actually
kind
fire.
Of things I dream about.
Who
like, I
does
can fly
that?
on water and all that.
So those are your life goals. That's like when you see a guy do that, you're like, that's hot. That's who I want to be.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. So, I mean, they look good, and they're playing two soulmates
Those
who
were trying
travel
to fly
around the
on
country to
water.
solve mysteries, and it all just like links to this tragic event that happened in
I
the
feel it.
past.
Oh God,
so
I
the
do.
book is about the romance between
Yes,
the two.
the book is heavy on the love. It's heavy on the soulmates.
They be
it's
smashing
heavy
in there?
on the like, I love you, you love me. But then,
Fire.
because it would be banned in mainstream media in China, they made it about brotherhood. A brotherhood. But I think where it really
Okay.
popped off though was because even though the on camera, like the edited version of the show was all about brotherhood, there were leaked behind the scenes footage. Not leaked, but promoted behind the scenes footage. Yes, depicted it, portrayed it, analyzed it. You know, when you ship someone, when you ship two people, every little interaction they have, you're like, it's true love. I mean, look at the way that he's looking at her. Look
Right.
at the way she's looking at her. You just like have these links in your head. So that's basically what happened. And I also think that their off-camera personalities and careers played a huge role in the success of this show and like everything that happens. And
Like
I
in what
need
way?
to tell you about it because their careers, well, one of their careers is about to get
Obliterated.
okay. So Xiao, he's gonna be the one that gets canceled for this fanfic.
Why?
He had been struggling in the entertainment industry until this show. He actually entered into an idol reality show when he was 24, which is pretty old for the industry. And he was like a designer before all of this. So it was a whole
24?
thing. He ends up debuting in this 8-member group in 2016. And people said he had this angelic voice, which I can agree. It's very soft, but in a peaceful, otherworldly way. It's almost like majestic.
Was it only fantasy? Where are you now? Were you only imaginary?
And everyone was really into the fact that he was an underdog and he never
Okay.
really had training for much of his life.
I mean,
And it
I've
made
heard
him very
angelic.
human. It made him relatable. Until the netizens got bored. And then they immediately moved on. And for the next 3 years, this man is struggling. The group disbanded. He's trying to act. Every single series he's in, which I think he did like one long series a year, just like flopped. Didn't do well. There were no bops. He was considered a D-list actor, a C-list actor when the news cycle was slow.
Really?
It was bad.
Wow, but I know he was huge after this, I guess.
Yes, but somehow he gets incredibly lucky and signs on to be one of the leads in the Untamed. To give you context how insane this is, his co-star is Wang Yibo. He also had this pretty rough start in the entertainment industry. He debuted in a South Korean Chinese boy group called Unique. He was in a K-pop group. He was a main dancer and rapper of the group, but it just...
Oh shit!
It didn't go well.
Yeah, I
The
know
group
about this thing.
disbanded. His
asking the
personal
tribe.
fame didn't go
Yeah.
well. So a lot of Chinese members that debut in K-pop groups, after they disband, they become massive stars in China. Like think Chris Wu, Lu Han. But it was not going that way for Wang Yibo. I don't know why. There's actually a viral video and picture of him on an escalator with his manager, and she's literally rolling her eyes at him. Yeah.
What?
It's like even his manager didn't even respect him. Imagine being the manager and being like, I got
Damn.
stuck with a fucking D-list singer. I wish I could have been representing who's an uncanceled China... Wang Sutong. Did you guys know if you Google Wang Sutong, my video is on the... Anyway. And
Wait,
at
who
these
is that
fan meets,
dude?
There's videos of this and people were posting about it online.
So
Yeah.
there's two people on this show. We're talking about the co-star.
Yes. And he also had a rough
I like these
beginning of his
edits, man,
career.
a lot of you.
He's not doing well. I mean, he was in the entertainment industry ever since he was pretty young. But at these fan meets, he would call for his manager. Because, you know, at these fan meets, the managers, they be intercepting. Like, if a fan is taking too long, they'll be like coming in like, go, you know? Or like they'll be fixing your shirt, fixing your hair. He keeps calling for his manager, and she is actively looking the other way. It's a pretty small room, pretending like she cannot hear him. Just ignoring him in front of everyone. No respect. No
Wow.
respect.
I
no
hope he
care.
fired her now.
Yeah, I
Right.
bet.
Yeah.
So other times, Wang Yibo would be splashed with like random, like people would throw things at him when he was on stage.
Damn.
And it was mainly
Is
because
that serious?
It's not that he was a hated celebrity. Like he wasn't in any crazy scandals. I think people just were trolling him and he wasn't an A-list actor at that point, so no one cared.
No one took him
So they're
serious.
like, if I'm going to throw anything at anyone, which, why would you do that?
Right.
They were like, if I'm going to throw anything at anyone, it's going to be a D-list, like singer, dancer, idol. Now, 2 reality shows popped off. One was This Is Street Dance.
Yes.
Listen, I can't with these names, okay?
This Is
I think
Street
it's similar
Dance?
to Street Woman Fighter or Street Man Fighter in Korea,
Was
where a
J-Hope
bunch of
in here?
world-class dancers, they get together
He a
and
street
they
dancer?
start battling. They start freestyling. They start doing these challenges. And everyone had this conception. Wang Yibo, he's a pretty idol. He's a pretty boy. He was in a K-pop group, okay? He probably can dance a little bit, but he's not a dancer. He's a
Right.
singer that can do some moves on the side. He's an idol. Apparently, he did really, really well in the show. I watched some of his freestyles. He's pretty good, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, the show would share bits of his background, too, because, you know, they got to add in, like, the emotional moments. Like, they're not just super cool dancers. They're people. And apparently, he always wanted to be a pro dancer. So he was dancing ever since he was a kid, even going to serious dance competitions at 14 years old.
I ain't like, he
And these
killing
were
that.
not kid competitions, so he's not competing against other 14-year-olds. He's competing against full-grown adults that are dancing. He said that when he first started dancing, he would practice 8 hours a day until his body couldn't even hold up, and he would just like collapse on the bed at night to sleep.
Damn, he popped off.
Yeah, and then he went on another show, right? Produce 101. Every time I say Produce 101, I think of like the produce aisle at the grocery store.
That's what I'm thinking of. Is that not
Produce
it?
101. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
Produce 101.
Okay, and it's just all coming full circle. This is the same show that Quinn was on, literally the last episode,
Quinn!
okay? But he was not on there as an idol or a contestant.
My
he
Quinn?
was a mentor. And this season was focused on girl groups. So he was mentoring a bunch of girls to, you know, they're trying to get into this like 9-member girl group that's going to debut at the end of the season. And he was really good at teaching them how to dance. People love that he was not too manly. Like, you know, because they're learning how to do super feminine dances. Some of them are super cute. Some of them are very like feminine, sexy. But he's not just standing there like, oh, do it like this. Like he's doing it, and he's like showing
He
them,
killing
okay, do
it
it like
too.
this, and he's putting his whole back and pussy into it. Like the whole thing, he's so dedicated. He'd even bite his lips, lick his lips, and be like, you know, face expression is everything when you're dancing. He's not doing it in a cringy way.
What did you
Where
say?
he's like swag, swag, swag. No.
Very professional, right?
So professional, you know, and then there would be points where, you know, he's telling them it's all about stage presence, and then it would cut to him like biting his lips so into the character, and then the music would cut and he would fall to his knees just cringing at himself.
Oh.
Because it's so cringe, you know? But he genuinely cared about helping them
Yeah.
rather than like looking good.
Seemed like a cool
looking
dude.
manly for the show, you know?
Swag, swag,
He's
swag,
teaching them all
according
of
to
this.
you.
He's very, very serious. So people freaking loved him. He gained a lot of diehard fans from this. A lot of people also really loved his personality. So he looks very pretty boy, I guess is the category people would put him in. That's how he's often described. But he wasn't dramatic. He wasn't loud. His personality is kind of a contrast to his look. I think when you look at him, you might expect him to act like Quinn or like Chris Wu. Very like, you know, cute, cocky, kind of enduring personalities when they were, you know, in their hype.
No, that's a very good question. Do I act how I look? Well, I have to figure out how I look first. What do I look like? I look like some random ass nigga. Do I act like some random ass nigga? Yo, now my brain really thinking. I ain't gonna cap to you, bro.
But he wasn't like that. He was just very quiet. Kind of cold, actually, but not rude. Just very reserved, introverted. The only time you saw crazy emotions from him was when he was dancing. So everyone said,
Oh my god, Opar, you give off bad boy CEO vibes. You're giving me...
you're telling me there's not a single CEO I can think of right now? You're giving me...
Wang Sitong.
Who is that?
He seemed like the types that didn't know how to talk to girls, but not in the innocent way. So you know, like when a guy, you just know they don't know how to talk to a girl, but it's not because they're like, I've never like kissed a girl. Oh man, I'm so awkward. I don't know how girls think. But it's more of like I genuinely don't really care to have these conversations. So that's why I'm very awkward and don't talk to women because I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. During another reality show, he was supposed to go on a date with the girl, and the whole meal, the girl is yapping away. Okay. And it's not like he was ignoring her or being offensive or like looking at his phone or being super cocky. He was just super reserved. I mean, there were times where the girls would gaggle, and then she'd be like,
I really like funny guys.
and the way he would just respond so nonchalantly,
Oh, I'm not funny.
it's just very uncomfortable.
I
And then
lied.
immediately after the meal, he was just like, okay, nice to meet you. Goodbye. Another time, apparently he was flying somewhere with another female celebrity and they were seated next to each other on the plane. She's thinking, it's a 2-hour flight. It's awkward. It's our first time meeting. Maybe we'll work together. She's trying to make conversation, make small talk, ask him questions. She's talking and talking. Wang barely responds to her. Finally, at the end of the 2-hour flight, all their managers, everyone that was with them said he got up and he just said so bluntly, not even mean, just very blunt.
You're the most talkative person I've ever met.
Does your family ever find you annoying?
Ali?
Right.
You're the most talkative person I met.
For that, he earned the nickname, Our Generation's Monk. Yeah, they said no girl can charm him. Not even the hottest celebrity. No one can charm him. Girlfriends started showing videos to their boyfriends of Wong and said,
If another girl ever looks at you, if ever she breathes in your general direction, you behave like him.
she starts talking, she says one word, you tell her, you talk too much. You better act like him, okay? Other fans
Hello,
were
you
falling
talk too
over
much.
on their couches. Oh my god, he's so bad at talking to girls. Until he meets me, I will
Right.
change him. He's waiting for me.
Right.
That's what they're saying, okay? And now he's slowly becoming an it boy in China, and he gets casted to be on Untamed. And both of the two actors, they blew up. But the behind the scenes clips was like where the magic was. They have very interesting energy when they're around each other. Now, I know some shippers are going to say, oh my gosh, it's like this energy. But like shippers are always going to say that about whoever they're shipping.
Right.
I just felt like they had a cool dynamic. Like their personalities, even off camera, kind of meshed well in this very like unique, or at least from what I could see, like a unique,
Examples.
fun
It seems like
atmosphere.
they're just really playful. Like they're all like
Yes.
not. They're both like really goofy.
Yes.
骂我，仗着年龄比我大6岁，天天欺负我，这哥哥。王一博，你是人吗？每天扪心自问一下自己是人吗？这哥哥就仗着比我大，你哪一点把我当哥哥了？你就嘴上把我当哥哥，你行为上要把我当哥哥吗？哎，这给了也有啊！你看哥哥都翘二郎腿，弟弟都不敢翘二郎腿了。
So, for example, when talking to anybody else, Wong was really cold, but probably they bonded a lot on set because they're working together nonstop. So whenever Xiao is talking, he would listen, and netizens were like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool, because you normally see him as this very reserved guy, and it seems like Xiao is bringing out like a more playful side to him. And there would be times where they would joke around. And I think, okay, I understand where the shippers are coming from, because sometimes they'll say things that I guess could be like interpreted as, oh my gosh, but you have to remember they're also on a set where they're like doing goofy things. They're just being goofy. They're goofing around is how I saw it.
Right.
So for example, Wong would turn to Xiao and say, kiss me, and then he'd be like, I can't, my hat's in the way, and then he'd just be like, kiss me. He's like, we'll talk about this later. So I can see how when you add the right music, when you add the right context, it's like,
Oh my gosh.
right? But I think they were in a set where their faces were so close together. So when the camera cuts, it's like a goofy moment of just like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people just find their interaction very.
Wait. So like, you trying to say that they just sharing pecs with each other? Which is completely fine. It makes sense why they so comfortable with each other. They smash it. What's the name of this show?
But you have to remember they're also on a set where they're like doing goofy things.
That is
they're
true.
just being
That is
goofy. They're
true.
goofing around is how I saw it. So for example, Wong would turn to Xiao and say, kiss me. And then he'd be like, I can't, my hat's in the way. And then he'd just be like, kiss me. He's like, we'll talk about this later. So I can see how when you add the right music, when you add the right context, it's like,
Oh my gosh.
right?
Right.
But I think they were in a set where their faces were so close together. So when the camera cuts, it's like a goofy moment of just like, does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I think people just find their interaction very cute. very playful.
Yes. It was just playful. It was fun. There would be parts where like they would be calling each other handsome, and one of them would say, if you're not going to marry me, then quit flirting with me. And they'd be like, marry me then. It's just very goofy. And not only that, but they were each other's biggest hype voice on set.
Like flirty?
So whenever they were
Is we
taking
not gonna
behind
use
the
that?
scenes photos, the other one would be in the background like, handsome, Mr. Handsome, like just screaming, hyping them up, cheering them on. Like they were each other's biggest freaking fans.
That's fire.
Bao would ask Wong to watch his scenes to make sure that they were good, and Wong would say goofingly, you like it when I watch you that much? So fans, some of them start shipping them, and I think in the beginning it was all in like good nature fun, like to promote the show, everyone was in on it. It's like, haha, look at their chemistry, it's fun.
Yeah.
Their couple name was GGDD.
Google Didi.
Yes.
Google
Older
DD.
brother, younger brother.
Oh my
Hey, yo.
DD.
Okay.
They have a 6-year age gap. They're both legal. Don't worry. It's nothing weird. But
Okay.
Xiao is 6 years older than Wang.
Thank
because
you.
remember, he got into the entertainment industry when he was 24. But
Okay,
shippers
okay,
and even
okay.
just regular fans were wondering sometimes like, So there were some things that happened after these behind the scenes clips came out. Most people were all goofing around. Like it was very like light and cute. And then it slowly got like,
More and more serious?
Yes, but nothing like bad was coming from it. It was just like, it kind of became like an internet meme. There were a few instances where Xiao was at an award ceremony and he was asked, all the actors and actresses were asked to write one word to describe what they want in their future and to kind of expand on it. So Xiao wrote G.
Jie?
Yeah. And he kept
Jie?
using that word in reference to his future, and netizens believed that he was talking about Wang because on set it was revealed that Xiao would call Wang Wang Ji or Little Jie. Wang Jie. Yeah. And another one was, I have to wonder if this was a PR stunt, okay? It was a little wild. The two were live streaming when a manager walks into the room casually, not knowing that they're on live, and just casually asked, you guys have been together for a year, right? Xiao hesitates and tells the manager, like, we're on live. And the manager goes quiet and leaves. Xiao and Wang look at each other, and then everyone in the comments was freaking out. So I will say this kind of added fuel to the shippers' fire that was happening. But again, it could have been a PR stunt. It could have been something else that they were talking about. Like you guys get together in the same agency or same, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
It could have been something completely else. But people were going nuts. Like a lot of people. I would say over 1 million people.
Damn.
Like the GGDD ship had millions of fans.
GGDD?
It really pushed both of them to be more successful though. So their
I was about to
careers were
say,
taking off because of this ship. Xiao was killing it. He had a new movie that came out all over Asia. He gained over 20 million followers on Weibo or something like that.
Damn.
The movie made $14 million in a single night in the box office. He was becoming one of the top Chinese male celebrities. Brand deals start flowing. And okay, this is so interesting. And I don't know if it was because Xiao is a little bit older and he's got more of that mature aura about him. But he had a high consumer engagement rate. So his fans, they actually had a lot of buying power. And they were willing to buy high ticket items.
Was he like a brand ambassador for Louis Vuitton or?
No, Tod's, Dior.
Oh, Dior, I think.
Yes, Gucci.
Gucci, yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So this made him extra special and unique from a business standpoint. So Tod's is a luxury brand, and maybe I'm tacky for not really knowing too much about them, but
me neither.
I would
I
say
ain't
in
never heard about
comparison to
them.
houses like Celine, Louis Vuitton, all these other brands like Miu Miu, you don't really see them a lot.
Miu
You
Miu?
never see like a trendy bag from Tod's that's trending on social media. You don't see that. But after he became the brand ambassador, their annual sales went up by 40%.
Damn.
The bag that he was wearing in the campaign sold out in 10 minutes worldwide. From that point on, any piece of jewelry, any piece of clothing sold out within a day if he was seen wearing it. It was insane. He signed with Estee Lauder. I mean, this guy is at the top of his career. So whether or not these two are dating or not, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're at the peak of their careers, and it's not like they're doing anything to fan the flames. The shippers are just kind of doing it for them.
I mean, doesn't this type of thing happen even in K-pop industry every day?
100%.
It's even happening
100%.
right now with Taylor Swift and the NFL guy.
Oh, they're not dating?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, it happens every day.
Yeah, so it happens everywhere, you know, and it's
Taylor
like,
Swift and the
this
NFL
only
guy.
gets a little weird because of the controversy later.
I'd
But
be out
this
the
is
loop,
very
cuz
normal
I ain't
stuff
okay.
until February of 2020.
I was
in the
born then.
midst of lockdown, all hell breaks loose. A fanfic was released on A03 called Fallen. The main romantic leads in the fanfic were Xiao and Wang, which, again, I mean, nothing is too crazy about that. Like, there are fanfics posted on this website every single day. But Fallen was different. Wang Yibo was called Wang Yibo in the fanfic. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, while Xiao Zhan was now Zhan Zhan. Yeah. And Xiao was a man that worked at a hair salon that is a secret brothel. In the fanfic, he ends up selling his body for money, which in Chinese culture is very controversial. Some people had some problems with that. He's also struggling to figure out if he feels right in his own body. So I don't know the exact play-by-play of this fictional plot because there's so many subplots in this one series. Like, it is
Sounds kind of interesting.
You know when someone is making up a story on the go,
Right.
and it just gets like, it started as a domestic thriller, but by like chapter 5, aliens have invaded the state of Texas. All of it is in flames and it's like sunken into the water, and you're like, wait, how did this escalate like
Whoa!
this? That's what Fallen is. Okay, it's
That sound really
crazy.
fire.
So
Hold
I
on.
believe at this point,
Wait,
Xiao
what?
is
What?
trying to figure out in this fanfic. This all of it is in flames and it's like sunken into the water, and you're like, wait, how did this escalate like this? That's what Fallen is. Okay, it's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. That sound hard. Like, I'm low-key reading a similar book.
So
Sounds fire.
I believe at this point, Xiao is trying to figure out in this fanfic whether or not he feels right in his own body that he was given at birth. He enjoyed dressing in more feminine
I was
clothing.
like, what you mean by
anyway,
that?
Wang Yibo comes to live with him in his hair
What do
salons.
you mean comes to live with him?
Comes to live with Xiao.
He moved into a hair salon?
Yeah, the hair salon has dorms. I'm telling you, it's
okay.
crazy. Okay,
So
it's
is Wang
crazy.
Yibo work? Okay, let's call him Wang. Yeah.
Okay, so Wang, his aunt is the owner of this hair salon / brothel. So he's like, hey, auntie, I've got nowhere to stay for the summer. Can I stay with you? And auntie's like, yes, come to the hair salon. He shows up and they've got all these dorm rooms in the back. And auntie is like, oh, the only place that I got for you is in the same room as Xiao, which is fine because you guys are both dudes. Literally, that's like stated. So while they're sharing a room, they're constantly getting changed in front of each other. There's some sexual tension that's just like bouncing off the walls. Sometimes Xiao would come home after a very long day at work, doing sex work, and Wang would know that he worked because he would like come with white liquid dried on his face. This is a fanfic, not my story, okay? Sometimes he would come into the room, rush immediately to the toilet to puke. Other times he was covered in bruises. And sometimes Wang would just watch him while he stared into the mirror, like admiring himself while he was wearing makeup. Xiao would always dress provocatively in this series, and Wang commented, Xiao is such a slut, but he loved it. He was eating it up. He was like, that's my little slut. Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of side quests.
Bro, I'm confused now.
Like at one point, Wang discovers a secret room that Xiao has, which is a Christian Grey level playroom. And Wang was disgusted. But he was like, why?
Who's Christian
Why
Grey?
am I into it? Another subplot was a girl confessed to liking Wang, and he was like, she's so boring. She's not Xiao. Yeah.
So they like each other.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, the two start getting it on. According to a netizen who read it before it got banned, there was a scene that was X-rated that went on for 2,000 words.
Damn.
Which, like, imagine the most explicit X-rated stuff that you can think of. Yeah. And this part, I guess, wasn't that clear to me because the plot is just so intense. But at one point, Wang finds Xiao's ID card on the table and his gender is listed as male, which pisses him off. But then they start doing the nasty again. But I was like, wait, I thought they already did the nasty. At one point, the two of them end up at a hospital. They're there because a guy that they know is bleeding to death.
Okay.
But instead of giving a fuck about the guy that's dying, Wang is like, don't do gender affirming surgery.
Okay.
Because you will bleed.
So?
Bro, this came out of apparently nowhere because at no point did it even mention throughout the entire series thus far that Xiao is even considering the surgery. Like,
Wait. Now I'm lost for real. What if the person wants to do the gender affirming resurgery, then let them do it. Like, why does it matter? I'm sure they know they gonna bleed. Well, I'm confused. The way I see it, bro, if you're willing to go through that means you really want to do it. And if you really want to do it, then you willing to go through all that. I gotta respect anybody that made that decision for real. Folks making a big deal about these transformations other folks want to go through, and really it's none of your business. Like, it's none of my business. What's really my business is what you call yourself. He, they, she, it, maybe, no, yes. Whatever it is, I'ma respect it. As long as you respect me. I've been saying the same thing since I started this channel. I'ma respect you if you respect me. I've got none but respect for my tribe members. So I have to respect all of my tribe members for real. And what they want to be called.
because you will bleed. Bro.
Oh shit. I didn't know that.
This came out of apparently nowhere because at no point did it even mention throughout the entire series thus far that Xiao is even considering the surgery. Like, it was just becoming more and more confusing. And like, also, there's just a man bleeding out right now.
Right.
And I don't think that any of the confusion and the unhingedness has anything to do with, like, don't get dumb thoughts, okay? I think more books and shows and movies should depict real people with real life struggles, and gender affirming surgery is something that I think could get more representation in media so that it's less stigmatized, right? But obviously it has to be done correctly. That's not the point that I'm making here. The point I'm saying is a lot of netizens were saying, what the f is going on right now? What is going on? This is the most popular fanfic right now. And sure, it's great that it's depicting someone through this very intense journey and they're embracing this process while being strong and beautiful.
But the plot is on drugs.
The plot is all over the place.
So people are just saying the storyline is confusing.
It's just unhinged.
And people, do they like it or don't like it?
I would say that a lot of people started reading it for like shock value and hee hee ha ha because it was so unhinged. And then a lot of other people were really upset because the fanfic was depicting technically real life people in these very controversial settings, dealing with some of the most sensitive topics, and it wasn't done correctly. Like, if you're gonna talk about gender affirming surgery correctly, you're not gonna do it over a dying man. Like, what is going on?
That's a very good point.
Even
That's
if
an
it
extremely
wasn't
good point.
celebrities tied to this, the plot itself is super questionable. I don't want anyone to think that having a plot centering around these issues is questionable. It's just the way
poorly
it was
written.
Yeah.
Poorly written. Got
It's
it.
like,
Yeah.
okay. At one point, they rush into the hospital bathroom, and Wong says something along the lines of,
Did you know that we could be gay?
and Xiao says,
If we were gay, people would look at us weird on the daily basis.
and Wong says,
So what? If I ever catch them, I will yell at them.
and then they just start like doing the nasty in the bathroom. At one
What?
point, Wong has a teacher-parent conference that he needs to go to because he's still in high school in
Wong's
the
in high
fanfic.
school?
That is the hugest problem with this one. It's an illegal relationship. But not only is
Hey,
it illegal,
whoa,
Wong
whoa,
asks
whoa.
Xiao to dress up as his sister and come to the PTA meeting. And he's like, yeah,
Bad
they do the nasty at the high
Bad
school.
Oh,
And that's where the fanfic ends. So there are a bunch of other side quests that we're not going to go down because I feel like this is already as unhinged as it gets.
red flags.
But other than the plot
Massive red
itself being
flags.
very problematic and just confusing,
Hard stop,
the
actually.
biggest problem that a lot of viewers had with this is that Wong is depicted as a high schooler
Yeah.
and Xiao is not. So you're talking about an illegal relationship. But everything else has been just questionably poorly done. But this is like straight up a crime. And these are based off celebrities. So, I mean, it's a question of if there's a fanfic of celebrities doing really illegal, really heinous things, how do people react to that? The fanfic comes out and it's not on mainstream news. It's a fanfic. So on
Yeah.
AO3, it's becoming like a whole thing. And most people would understand that this is a fanfic. It's not a celebrity's journal. It's not a celebrity's diary or their actions.
It's a fanfic.
Like, it's just, you know,
It's
media
literally in the
literacy.
name,
Half
yeah.
of Xiao's fans supported the fanfic. Whether they supported the fanfic
Like
on
him.
the basis of this is creative freedom, this is freedom of speech, you know, this is just expressing oneself, that's what the platform is for, or whether they supported it because they really liked the fanfic, it's, you know, there's different groups. But the other half of Xiao's fan base absolutely freaking hated it. The ones that hated it stated that this is straight up slander and it's tainting his reputation. He is pursuing a minor in this fanfic in a very conservative country like China that they can't even have a BL relationship on mainstream media. You've like now written this explicit content using their likeness. It's just not okay. Like, you think that this fanfic is going to look good for him and
see
help
both
his
sides,
career?
I ain't gonna lie
No.
to you.
So if you're a real fan, you wouldn't have written that. That was their argument. They would tweet things like, creative liberty doesn't mean that you can abuse people's rights. If it's an original character, you can do whatever you want, but since you keep referring to real people, you can't humiliate and slander celebrities. On top of that, thousands of your fans are reposting the link. This is going to greatly taint the celebrity's reputation and violate their own rights. Other people were arguing it's not even about Xiao. Some people weren't even fans of Xiao that hated this fanfic. They said literally this work contains inappropriate relationships, which even if it wasn't about a celebrity, this is disgusting. Like, even in countries with freedom
off
of
rip,
speech, this is not something that you should be spreading
Yeah,
on
exactly.
platforms where there are minors.
Right.
But the other half of the fans were like, guys, it's literally a fanfic. Chill out. Nobody is impersonating Xiao. Nobody is spreading a lie about him. It's not slander. It's so clear that this is 1,000,000% a fictional story. Clearly, anyone with a brain would know that. So
True.
it falls under creative expression.
I ain't gonna lie, that's also true.
February 26th of 2020, fans that hated the fanfic had organized attacks against the writer of the fanfic, but also the platforms which it was posted on.
What?
So AO3, it was posted on
You can do
AO3,
that?
and another big platform was Lofter. So they started reporting these platforms to the state The government cyberspace security administration.
They
What the
reported the
fuck?
whole website.
Yes, and they posted on Weibo to encourage everyone to file a formal report with them. And they included step-by-step instructions on how to contact the government. And you're talking about like millions of people.
Okay, but those fans that were trying to defend that dude's honor, I don't even know his name, they made the situation way too hot. They got the government involved. And when you get the government involved, usually it's to everybody's detriment, bro. Like, why do they...
Did on Weibo to encourage everyone to file a formal report with them. And they included step-by-step instructions on how to contact the government. And you're talking about like millions of people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They justified themselves saying that Xiao's fans did nothing wrong. We're doing nothing wrong and we would do it again next time. Like, we are eliminating explicit content. Why is that wrong? This fanfic was making mainstream news because it was blowing. There were organized chats on Weibo, like threads on Weibo on how to report things, how to do this, how to support the fanfic. It got so bad the author had to take down their fanfic and delete all of their social media accounts.
Damn.
So now the fans that supported the fanfic, or at least supported creative freedom, they got mad at the Xiao fans because they're like, you bullied a person off social media. So they started clapping back. And then
Yo.
A03 and Lofter. People are trying to go on there to report the link or to go read the fanfic. Access denied. Everyone's Weiboing, hey, can you guys get onto the platform right now? Like, why is it saying it's down? The companies themselves had no idea what was going on. They said, hey, we're trying to fix this. I know, guys, like, hold on a second. It's not our servers. We checked, so we don't really know what's happening. The government had taken down both those platforms.
Damn.
All the customers no longer could access their accounts, could no longer access and browse the websites. They didn't have time to download any material from there. Their whole business was gone.
I missed the
The
perfect
government
boom
saw
moment, bro.
all the
No.
reports and shut it down. Now this is where it turns into a cancellation problem. Like I mentioned, you can't show LGBTQ relationships in mainstream Chinese media. So A03 and Lofter, they were used heavily by marginalized communities who just wanted to read stories that they could relate to. Like, just wanted to have a form of media that they could
I respect
resonate
that.
with.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they built communities, friends on these platforms, and now it was shut down because some random A-list celebrities fans. So most of the people that use A03 on a daily basis, they're not even in this Xiao drama. Yeah, it was one of the very few spaces for any kind of, quote, subculture, but also alternative publishing that China's rather heavy restrictions would normally censor. So now it's not even just a battle between Xiao fans that either love or hate the fanfic. Now, a whole community of people that did nothing and had no input on this situation, they had such an important thing taken from them, and now they were getting involved in this fight.
Yeah, I don't know, awoken the common
to them,
populace.
someone invaded and destroyed their safe space for what? So they went into full attack mode. They tweeted and organized groups that read, you destroy Lofter and AO3, we will ruin Xiao. Their main motto of their whole group was, idols have to pay the price for their fans. Idols are responsible for their fandom. They organized nationwide boycotts of Shan's TV works, movies, commercial endorsements. There was even an anti-endorsement guide that included a list of every single brand Xiao worked with. They would no longer be supporting any of them. They sent emails to these global brands reading things like, hello, I refuse to buy any products that Xiao advertises, endorses, or is a brand ambassador for, and I will be telling my friends and family to never buy them. It was really bad. Like, global brands were getting flooded with comments about Xiao, and people were saying, like, if you don't change your ambassador, we will no longer purchase any of your products. The boycotts officially started February 27th, 2020. Now, when we have boycotts in the US, I don't know, what was the last successful boycott we had in the US? But when a lot of boycotts in Asia happen, it's like a boycott. They're really serious about it. It's not just like, guys, let's boycott, and then like slowly people are buying again. It's crazy. This boycott would go down in celebrity history in China. It was shocking how well organized, how widespread this boycott was.
Like,
and I don't know in
give me
terms
some
of
numbers.
how much each
Oh.
brand was impacted by this.
Okay.
But the fact that it was all over social media, it was the only thing people were talking about February 27th of 2020. That's why it's called the 227 incident, the 227 boycott. The trending hashtag was, I am a commoner and I hate Xiao. And that was retweeted like 5 million times.
Oh,
The sentiment was, this celebrity and his toxic fans ruined a marginalized community's life for what? Finally, March 1st, 2020, Xiao's management responded to the scandal by saying, we deeply regret and apologize for the impact of this matter. Xiao said, I'm very grateful to all fans for their support and love. I hope everyone can stay rational. I think it's kind of a lukewarm statement, but what can you, I was trying to think, what can you really say in that instance that's so
It's like a mid response, but at the same time, like, what are you supposed to say to that? I ain't gonna lie. If my tribe members is on somebody's head top, more than likely that person deserved it. What type of response was they wanting from my dog? His fans are doing this. He didn't tell them to do this. He probably didn't even know this was happening.
I think it's kind of a lukewarm statement, but what can you, I was trying to think, what can you
It is a
really
mid-statement, I ain't gonna
say
cap.
in that instance that's so perfect that you don't incite at least one of the groups?
Right.
Because now you have like 3 big groups, and those, you know, taper off into smaller groups. Like, what could you say that perfectly calms down the situation? Is it better to say less? Like, I don't know. I'm not a PR person.
Me neither.
And I can see how some people were saying, no, this is a good statement because what the hell? He probably never even knew what was going on.
Right.
And then it happened. And then, like, he's probably feeling like, I didn't even do anything. I literally didn't do anything.
Literally
like, I
didn't
never
do
asked
anything.
anyone to write this fanfic. I never promoted this fanfic. Someone wrote this fanfic and is ruining my life. So, like, some people could kind of sympathize with him for that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it wasn't the best statement. And even Xiao admits to this. It just wasn't a good statement. It doesn't really matter who is at fault, but it's just the fact that, like, come on, marginalized communities literally lost their community. So even if it's not your fault, even if you had just acknowledged that, maybe it would have been better. So his statement only fueled more anger and boycotting. So at this point,
I ain't gonna lie. I think regardless of what he did, it wouldn't have been in his favor. Like, everything would have just went bad for him, bro. Folks needed to be mad at somebody, and he was the face of all the people that they could be mad at. They could finally put a face to basically all the internet bots that ruined their community. It was up for him from the jump. There's really nothing he like. I don't know. Only thing he could have done was beg for China to restore access to A03. Then citizens of the net would have been like, I didn't know you was chill like that. Carry on with your life. They probably wouldn't have even given him an apology, to be honest. Hey, bro, the internet is beyond ruthless. I be trying to stay under the radar, because once you get the eye of the common populace, that's when shit get really wicked. So I'm trying to stay low key. The tribe will be low key on the net, bro. We ain't popping up in many major scenes. I ain't gonna cut to you. We staying under the radar, okay? Appreciate you, twin.
it would have been better. So his statement only fueled more anger and boycotting. So at this point, the fandoms could be categorized as GGDD fans that were fine with the fanfic. They think that everyone else has no media literacy, is making a big deal out of freedom of creativity. Like, come on, get a life. And then you had Xiao fans who hated that this fanfic was slandering his name and image. And then you had the third group who didn't care about Xiao or Wang, but they're like, you literally ruined our communities. Why do we care about these celebrities? We don't care.
Right.
So this fanfic drama became mainstream at this point. Many news outlets felt like it was very bizarre. Some made their own opinionated comments. One news outlet, like major news outlet, said, the one who should be in charge of a celebrity's reputation is the celebrity, not the fans. So why are we putting the fans' actions as if the celebrity did it? Like, that wouldn't work in court. Why is it working on the internet? Other people said, you know, this is a war with no winners.
Right.
There's
That's what I'm
nothing
saying.
that Xiao can really do at this point that's going to please all 3 groups because it's too late. It wasn't until
It's
May
off of my dog.
6th, so months after, that Xiao finally came out
Unfortunately.
in an interview and spoke pretty transparently about the situation, which I will say, like, we can have a very strong opinion about his actions, or rather inactions, leading up to this point. But I personally think that this interview was handled well. From what I could translate. Maybe it's different if I understood Mandarin. It felt more transparent because I would imagine most celebrities would just like post lengthy text. But he had the full sit-down video interview.
那今天既然你本尊来到了我们现场，当时发这条微博最真实的想法是什么？
周围的朋友也好，前辈也好，还有一些网友也好，都对我指出了很多善意的一些批评和指正。我自己是非常接受的，因为我觉得这样的指正是会让我进步。
偶像应该管理好自己的粉丝，对此你是怎么看的呢？
其实我不认同这个词，我认为
你不认同管理这个词，
我不认同，我不认同，仅代表我自己，我不认同，因为我认为支持我跟喜欢我的人，跟我之间并不是一个，更多的我觉得我们是一种平等的关系。
I agree with that. I ain't gonna cap too.
对于喜欢我的人和支持我的人来说，我希望他们不要去做出一些很极端的事情，去伤害到别人，甚至是伤害到自己。特别是像一个公众人物，像我这样受到大家关注的一个公众人物，应当承担更多这样的社会责任。如果是因为这些争议给网友们带来了一些影响跟困扰的话，我在这里很真诚的跟他们说一声对不起。
And he was very honest. He said the whole controversy was happening when we were quarantining at home.
It's a good apology. I ain't gonna lie.
He just felt so bad that so many netizens were impacted, and he apologized.
Top
again
5
and
online
again to
apologies?
everyone impacted.
Out of all the apologies we've seen on YouTube, that's top that's top 5. I could feel like he was being for real. But then again, he is an actor. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He got to be a really good actor. I felt like a legit apology. I'm giving it a 8.3. 8.3 out of 10 apology. I ain't gonna cap to you. Good rain. Good rain.
The interviewers asked, "Did you ever feel like you were wronged? Because you didn't do anything technically."
Right.
And he said, "It's not about feeling wronged. I think it's more about I wasn't able to wrap my head around it." And then he expressed, the thing that everyone had been saying, which he said, at the time I thought, people are saying an idol should manage their fans. But I guess at the time I disagreed because I didn't feel like I was superior to my fans and like managing my fans and telling them what to do, how to behave, not to behave. It just felt weird.
Yeah,
I'm a singer, I'm an actor, I focus on my work, I am aiming to do better projects for my fans. That's what I was focused on. The video got 39 million views in just a couple of days.
Whoa.
And overall, the reception to it was relatively positive. A lot of netizens said that he was brave for facing the negativity with such transparency. Like, even if you disagreed with the statements he made, it at least felt like he was trying to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, he was trying to, be open about this, have a conversation. But not everyone agreed. A lot of A03 and Lofter fans said he knows his fans made a mistake, but he still won't say it. Is he scared of losing his fans? Like, he cares that much? Like, he can't just tell his fans, what you did was wrong? Why? Because he wants the benefit that the fans bring him. So ultimately, he still only cares about himself. And if that's the case, we can't accept this apology. A lot of the victims of the 227 incident said that Xiao's apology also came way too late. A PR executive from Shanghai commented on this. So this...
I can kind of see it from the A03's perspective, but at the same time, we can't forget that he didn't tell him to do this, though. It had nothing to do with him. So are we just gonna say that because you're fans of something, it dictates what you can do or say? BTS could tell me to love myself, and I'm still gonna look in the mirror some days and be like, fuck you. How would he have known his fans was on that type of timing, though? Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I think the A03 fans just want to be mad at him. And I'm not saying that they wrong, but I'm saying, give him some slack, bro. It's not really all his fault. Let's keep it honest. Let's just keep it honest. Let's not forget, he didn't promote it. He didn't tell him to do this. It seemed like he's a genuine dude that got caught up in the public's opinion.
And they said that Xiao's fans have harassed others so terribly online that they managed to destroy a source of creativity and expression from massive numbers of people.
Damn.
This situation is a very, very clear example of toxic modern day fandoms in China. Even continuing into October of 2020, so almost a year had gone by, many Chinese netizens were still boycotting bands that Xiao was signed with. So December 2020, 10 months later, Xiao is making another public appearance. This would be like his first real public appearance in terms of his career. So not going somewhere to talk about his scandal, not doing an interview, but genuinely like being back to work. He was gonna show up and perform at an award show. And a lot of the celebrities backstage, they said like this guy was so nervous. They said that he kept fidgeting. He kept like fixing his collar and he looked like he was on the verge of tears. And he didn't know if he was gonna get booed off the stage. He didn't know if he was gonna get onto stage and it would just be dead silent. He had no freaking clue. But when he got up on that stage, the whole crowd lit up red.
That's fire.
His color supporting him.
They gave him a red C. So they all came wearing red clothes. They brought red banners. They had red lights. And the celebrities said that this was the loudest cheer that they have ever heard in their lives. As celebrities. They said it was almost breathtaking to see, just visually. It was kind of like out of body. It lasted for 8 full seconds. Just screaming. And Xiao was smiling and like tearing up.
Yo, that's actually really hard. That's cool as hell. I ain't gonna cat to you, bro.
Basically, after all of this, he did talk about it again, the whole situation. After this Red Ocean, he became even more popular. He was like back on it. Yeah, he's back to his old time. Yeah.
Really?
Maybe even a better career height. But he did talk about it and he said, you know, I was wrong. Like, I think that he was expressing regret. He said that he was upset that he didn't speak up before the websites were taken down. He said at the time when it was all happening, he thought if I say something publicly, it's only going to draw more people in. It's only going to become even bigger drama because now a celebrity has addressed something. Then people are going to dissect his address.
That's low-key
They're
also
going to
true,
dissect
though.
the words and overanalyze it and then pick it apart. And some people are going to say, no, it's, you know, it's our argument. This is right. This is wrong. Oh, he hates these people. Like, it would become a whole thing, he thought. So he just didn't say anything. And now he realizes it was the wrong move. And he feels so shitty for everything that's happened. After his new apology and the Red Sea, it seems like his career is back on track. So he is now the brand ambassador for Gucci and Zenith.
Hey.
Several Gucci items went viral because of him. And apparently a bag that he wore sold out worldwide and pre-orders were going to take like over half a year. After he became an ambassador, Gucci's sales increased by 9 billion euros.
What?
I don't know if it's
9 billion.
Yeah,
euros?
regardless.
What is that in English
his
money?
influence is crazy. There's this watch brand called Zenith.
Billion?
And is it a big watch brand?
Yeah. I
What
mean,
is it
okay,
called?
so it's phenomenal brand, but it's definitely not trendy.
So it's not like trendy like Rolex or stuff, right? Well, after announcing him as the brand ambassador,
Wait, now I need to know what the brand is.
there's this watch brand called Zenith.
Whoa, Zenith is an amazing watch brand.
And is it a big watch brand? Rolex or stuff, right? Well, after announcing him as the brand ambassador, within 24 hours, their sales exceeded their global monthly sales.
Wow.
So in one day.
They sold a month worth of watch.
Yes. Zenith CEO even recorded a video to thank Xiao
month worth
and
of
talk
watch.
about his influence. And he said, when we announced him at the beginning of July, we got over 342 million views on Weibo. Then within a few hours, we got 9 million views of our video on the announcement. And we sold more watches in 24 hours than we do in a whole month. So with this newfound influence, he has signed bigger deals. I think he has worked with YSL, Audi, Dior, Ralph Lauren, NARS.
Hot dog is back
but
for
he
real,
still
for real.
has some people that do not accept his apology. And some people who do and are moving on. And then I saw a small group of people that said, I still support him, but because of everything that's happened, it's hard to publicly support him without people assuming you were part of that toxic fandom.
Oh.
So it's like all sorts of tricky. What are your thoughts? So this is the story of how an A-list actor almost got completely canceled, career almost destroyed over a fanfic. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
I ain't gonna cat to y'all, bro. I can see why the A03 people were upset. I could be upset at him because of his fans, but I can't really be upset at him, bro. That makes no sense. He didn't do it. He literally didn't do anything. I see both sides. I kind of agree with, I forgot his name already. I ain't gonna. Literally the dude she was just talking about. I think I'm on his side a little bit more. Y'all really reported it so much to the government, made the government shut down the whole site. I ain't gonna lie, that's motion. Dang, bro. I don't think any fandom in the US or any fans of anybody has gotten any site shut down by the government. I don't think the government has ever stepped in and said, alright, your fans is moving too crazy. Entirety of YouTube is gone. Nah, no more Twitch in the US. That would be, I'm about to lock in on A03. I ain't gonna take up much more of y'all time. This low-key a short one. Not bad at all, but enough for me. No, seriously, enough for me. It's been your boy Tri Blue, and in case I don't see you, I promise I can speak English. It's just, you know, sometimes I can't. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Good night, cuh.
Yeah, it's the end. Leave a like and share it to your friends and your kin. When I post a video, I'm gonna need y'all to attend. Thank you for the view, but I ain't done with you. 2023, I'm about to be Jordan with the flu. Yeah, join the tribe. Yeah, join the tribe. I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe.